Public Counsel believes that justice is created one client at a time, but we also see our role as holding institutions and the community accountable to the basic principles of justice that this nation stands for. The principles of due process that are so important in the immigration work that we do, the principles of equal opportunity in the area of education law, and the principles of service with our veterans. Our nation has made them a promise that we will do right by them. That's exactly what Public Counsel is about.
At the age of 5, Nicole was diagnosed with autism.
She had a very difficult time socializing with people. She couldn't communicate. She couldn't stay in an environment where there was a lot of people. We didn't know what was going to happen to her.
She's tired.
But with a form of therapy known as DIR, Nicole made huge strides and was able to be mainstreamed in school.
They focused on the difficulties that she had socializing, taking turns, playing games, being able to interact with peers.
High school she goes.
The progress that we have seen is nothing short of a miracle.
This case is an extremely important case because it's about children with autism. They have needs that need to be met so that they can actually thrive like we want all of our children to thrive.
In 2009, the Eastern Los Angeles Regional Center informed Nicole's parents that it could no longer provide this therapy because it was experimental.
We were in shock. We were desperate. We didn't know what we were going to do.
We thought the one thing that is working effectively is being taken away from us? No way.
The stakes were enormous. The future of these children, and many of them, could have been ruined without this treatment.
Gibson partner John Scherer pulled together a large team to file a motion for preliminary injunction, asking the court to immediately reinstate the vital services.
And I think they just felt completely overwhelmed when they got these notices because they really had no, in their opinion at that time, no recourse.
They gave us all the tools. They were amazing.
We took a look at the law, and what the East Los Angeles Regional Center was doing was not what the law said, and that this service should not be cut.
The court granted the injunction in its entirety, protecting hundreds of autistic children.
The services were reinstated immediately, and all of the children who had not had the services got them put back in place.
We were elated.
Yeah.
We were elated. Somebody dropped the bucket of good on us. It felt so good.
When you meet the kids and you meet the families, you know that if we don't put these types of services in place for them, they could be facing really a life of dependence, and some of them a life of institutionalized care.
I'm delighted. They need the attention, they need the care, and they need this treatment.
We're going to keep fighting for our kids because they deserve it. They're just like any other kid. They have dreams. They have hope.
What about this?
You want to be the best you can for these families because these children deserve it and their families deserve it.
Five years ago, Kika was living with her family in a homeless shelter and trying to start a small business, selling her homemade family beverage.
We became homeless. We didn't have a place to stay. It was the worst.
Her business began as a quest to cure her daughter's chronic asthma.
My mother walked in the children's hospital with the old spaghetti jar with this green drink in it. I was like, what is this, Mom? This will bring her life. So it worked. Called my mom up and asked her, can I put a label on this drink and can I sell it?
Kika got her first break when Mama's Hot Tamales provided her with free kitchen space.
This was our humble beginnings in this kitchen. We were here on this countertop and bumping shoulders.
But Kika needed more than a place to make her drinks. She needed legal help.
So this is Gorilla Life.
Foley and Lardner helped Kika file for the Gorilla Life trademark. Gibson Dunn attorneys are providing ongoing support.
We started off with her incorporation. What we've been working on together is helping grow her business and really be there for any legal questions that she has.
Public Counsel has given us credibility. They have given us confidence to step into doors where we would not have stepped through.
From selling on the streets, Gorilla Life Green Drink is now in 70 stores and business is growing every day.
To be able to talk to potential investors, to be able to go into stores and know I have a trademark, or I can actually say, oh, let me call my attorney. Oh man, you wouldn't believe how much peace of mind it has given us.
She was able to turn around from such strife and become what she is today. And I get to be a part of the growth of her business, which is very rewarding.
70 stores, and we just picked up another 33 in Bristol Farms and Gelson's. Just today.
Aaron served in both Afghanistan and Iraq. His last tour ended when his Humvee flipped in a firefight.
My back was wrecked. My lower back, I had 3 herniated discs. The middle was ruptured, so it was unsalvageable.
Aaron also suffered from hearing loss and serious emotional issues.
Anger, aggression, problems sleeping, mild paranoia, I would say.
After his back surgery, the VA denied Aaron's disability claims.
There's a lot of jobs in the world that I can't have because I can't be on my feet all day. And I even wanted to go back into the military and be a jet pilot, and they wouldn't let me because they said I was too disabled. But on the other hand, they won't pay me for my back problem.
Aaron sought help from Public Counsel's Center for Veterans Advancement.
Public Counsel is very invested in helping our returning veterans receive the benefits that they're entitled to, and that they're going to get some kind of supportive services to avoid poverty.
The system, the bureaucracy is so complex and intricate that it's hard to figure it all out on your own.
So he came to us for assistance, and we reviewed the file and found that he was eligible for quite a few of the benefits.
Thanks to Public Counsel, Aaron is now receiving additional compensation for some, but not all of his disabilities.
And I can tell that he's trying to take it all the way to Washington, which is fine with me, because that's where it needs to be. If that's what we have to do to get things done, that's what we have to do.
We're going to continue providing the services he needs to get the full benefits he's entitled to. He fought for this country. He fought for our privilege to be here, and providing him with the resources to help him get employment, to help him get the compensation that he was entitled to, helped move him on.
I've served the country. I've had friends die right next to me, and I've given up a part of my body, and I go through chronic back pain every day. I'm just asking for justice to be done.
Jose, age 29, has the cognitive development age of a young child. He doesn't know his birthday or how to tell time.
We always hear that the laws are just, but cases like this makes you think different.
In 2004, Jose was in the process of obtaining permanent residency when he was accused of throwing a rock during a street fight and sentenced to 1 year in jail.
He had a criminal sentence which he served, and then they transferred him to immigration custody from criminal custody.
Upon his release from jail, Jose was transferred to immigration custody for removal proceedings. The judge found that Jose was not competent to stand trial.
And so she administratively closed his case. And then he sat for year after year after year.
For nearly 5 more years, Jose remained in prison.
It was like he didn't exist. It was like he didn't exist.
Se hacía la noche y yo tenía ganas de estar con él. Pensando en él. Yo tengo muchos y a todos los quiero. Y este peor porque no sé por qué. Porque no está bien. Me duele más.
They never told us why he was there. We never got an explanation.
He was kept for the most part in the general population for most of those years, which means he was mixed in with people with really serious criminal convictions. Imagine a 6-year-old child being held in a jail for 5 years, doesn't understand why he's there, doesn't know when he's gonna get out. It's a pretty horrifying picture.
One of the agents with INS called Talia and told her about Jose. That's how she got involved.
Mr. Franco was lost in immigration detention solely as a result of his mental disability.
She said, you know what, I spoke to your brother and this is what's happening. I'm gonna try to get him out.
Public Counsel, together with the ACLU, submitted a habeas corpus petition challenging Jose's prolonged detention. 5 days later, he was released.
When Mr. Franco was released from immigration detention, it was really emotional for the parents who hadn't been able to hug their son for, 5 years, 6 years, a long time. This is what I became a lawyer to do. I knew that I wanted to come and do this work and try and make a difference in the lives of immigrant families.
Pretty much the impossible became possible, thanks to Talia and Public Counsel.
Gracias a ella. Ha sido un ángel para mí. Gracias a Dios que está conmigo. Mi José.
We know that he's not the only one that's been lost, and the systemic issues are really just tremendous, so there's a bigger battle to be fought, but it was a tremendous victory.
He's happy to be home.
Gracias, Talia, por estar con mis hermanos, por estar con mi mamá.
Otro besito.
We see lives change every day. Lives transformed in our waiting room, in our conference rooms. We see the desperation that comes in, and on the way out, we see faces filled with hope. It's the greatest privilege and honor for me to come to work each day, knowing that our entire staff is devoting itself to making Los Angeles a better place. That's why they went to law school. That's why they got into this work, to see the law used as an instrument for change, for good. It's special.